The first thing people noticed was how calm Daniel Hargreaves sounded when he reported his wife missing. He sat at the small metal desk in the police station, hands folded, eyes dry, voice steady. "My wife didn't come home last night," he said. "She left for groceries and never returned." Detective Maura Ellison watched him closely. Calm never meant innocent, but it didn't always mean guilt either. Daniel explained that his wife Lena was a creature of routine. She hated surprises, hated staying out late, and hated leaving her phone behind. Yet her phone was found on the kitchen counter, neatly placed beside her keys. Security cameras from nearby stores were pulled within hours on the footage. Lena was clearly visible exiting a grocery store at 9:14 p.m. She paused near the automatic doors, scanning the parking lot as if waiting for someone. Then a familiar figure entered the frame, Daniel, wearing the same grey jacket he was wearing now. Maura leaned closer to the screen. The timestamp was clear. The image unbroken, Daniel walked up to Lena, said something that made her hesitate, then smile faintly. They walked together toward Daniel's car and disappeared out of frame. Maura looked back at him slowly. "You said she never came home," she said. Daniel nodded. "That's right, but the footage showed otherwise." It showed Lena getting into the car with him when asked about it. Daniel's brow furrowed in what looked like genuine confusion. "That's impossible," he said. "I was home all night." His statement contradicted the evidence, yet there was no panic in his voice, only a strange certainty. Maura felt the first ripple of unease, because people who lie usually fear being caught. Daniel looked like a man who truly believed his own story. When police searched their home, they found no signs of struggle. No blood, no broken furniture. Everything was spotless, almost too spotless. Lena's clothes were still in the closet, folded with care. Her toothbrush was dry, unused that night. Maura reviewed the footage again alone. She slowed it down frame by frame, just before Lena followed Daniel. She turned her head slightly toward the camera. Her smile vanished for a split second, replaced by something else, fear. Maura shut off the screen and rubbed her eyes. Somewhere between the timestamps and the silence of the empty house, something was very wrong. Daniel was brought in for further questioning the next morning. This time the footage was played in front of him. He watched without blinking, his lips pressed together. "That man isn't me," Daniel said quietly. Maura raised an eyebrow. "He looks exactly like you," she replied. "Same clothes, same face, same walk." Daniel shook his head slowly. "I know how that sounds, but that thing isn't me." He explained that for weeks he had been losing time. Moments where he would blink and minutes or hours would pass. He would find doors unlocked, food cooked that he didn't remember making. Sometimes he would hear Lena talking to him in another room, only to find the house empty. Maura listened without interrupting. She had heard delusions before, but Daniel's voice never wavered. He described the man on the tape as someone who wore his face like a mask, something that copied him, learned him, and slowly replaced him that night. Maura requested footage from traffic cameras, ATMs, and residential streets. What she found made her stomach tighten. Daniel appeared everywhere at once on one camera. He was driving toward home on another. He was standing outside a closed pharmacy miles away. The timestamps overlapped. There was no sign of digital tampering. No glitches, no edits, just Daniel multiplied. When officers returned to the house for a second search, they found something new in the basement. Behind a false wall was a small room. Inside it were dozens of photographs of Lena. Sleeping, eating, crying. Some were taken from inside the house, others from places she had never mentioned visiting. On the far wall was a mirror, cracked straight down the middle. Written across it in black marker were 3 words. "He is learning you." Mara felt a cold weight settle in her chest. Whatever had taken Lena had worn Daniel's face, and it was still out there. Asterisk, 3 days after Lena was reported missing, Mara received an anonymous email. No subject line, no sender. Name, just a video attachment. The video showed Lena sitting in a dark room, lit by a single hanging bulb. Her face was pale, eyes hollow, hair tangled. "If anyone is watching this," she whispered, "it knows how to pretend." She explained that the man she left the store with wasn't her husband. It sounded like him, moved like him, remembered things only Daniel should know, but there was something empty behind its eyes. It watched her the way a person watches instructions. Lena said it had been practicing being human, practicing being Daniel. She said the real Daniel was still alive, trapped somewhere she couldn't describe. A place that looked like their house, but felt wrong. Rooms stretched too long. Reflections moved on their own. And the thing wearing Daniel's face was almost finished learning how to replace him completely. The video ended with Lena screaming as the lights went out. Mara replayed the footage again and again, then she noticed something in the background. A reflection in a dark window. A man standing behind the camera, smiling. Her phone rang immediately. After, Daniel's voice came through the line. "Calm as ever. Did you find her?" he asked. Mara looked at the dark reflection on her screen. And for the first time, she didn't know which Daniel she was speaking to. Asterisk, the case was officially closed. 2 weeks later, Daniel was released due to lack of evidence. Lena's body was never found. Life went on. Daniel returned to work. Spoke kindly to neighbors, smiled at strangers. No one noticed anything wrong, except Mara. She saw him once at a coffee shop. He stirred his drink without drinking it, watching. People, instead, studying them, learning as she passed him. He looked up and smiled. For just a moment, his reflection in the window lagged behind, still smiling when his face was not. Mara kept walking, heart pounding, because whatever took Lena had succeeded. It had learned how to be human, and now it was free.